Okay, Greg?
So Alonzo, you're halfway through this season. Differences between this level and where you were at New Hampshire now that you're game, into games. Do you notice a big difference, or is it smaller than most of us would realize?
I would say there's definitely a difference. Just the game speed. I would say the margin for error is definitely a lot different. At that level, you're kind of able to make up for stuff with your athleticism, whereas at this level, everybody is just as athletic as you, if not more. So your margin for error is definitely that much more smaller, but it's definitely still football.
Keep going, Greg.
Okay, take us through your family. Obviously, you're from Canada, but is all your family from Canada? Was Jamal from there at one point, or at least parts of his family, or is your family from the U.S. and then moved to Canada? How'd that work? And then your thoughts in moving back to the U.S. When you started college.
Yeah, so my grandparents were originally from Ghana, West Africa, and they moved over here with my dad, two brothers, which one is Jamal's dad, my uncle, and then my two aunts. One of my aunts actually lives in England right now. So my direct family, like my dad, he was young, so he was like 16 when they moved. So when my grandparents moved over to Canada, he stayed with them. Whereas my uncle Freddie, Jamal's dad, he was able to, he was in college at that time, so he was able to attend a U.S. college, and that's how I have a family in the United States.
Go ahead, Cody.
Hey, Alonzo, I was just wondering, what are you seeing out of Kansas State's offense? Obviously, it's another young quarterback you guys are going to be facing this week.
From what we've seen so far, it's definitely going to be a challenge, as every week is. They have talent at all positions. Very talented at running back. Obviously, they like to get the ball to their back, whether it's in the run game or the pass. And then they have playmakers on the outside as well. So it'll be a good task for our defense.
Mike Kazaza.
Hey, Alonzo, off football, if you don't mind for a second. Wondering if you could talk a little bit about daily deposits and, I don't know, kind of your entrepreneurial spirit, what that is and what that maybe figures to be for you later in life.
Yeah, well, daily deposits. I started that brand during the pandemic. Here at West Virginia, we do a lot of community service. And when the whole pandemic started and we had to go home, the coaches still wanted us to try and be involved in our communities in any way possible. So with daily deposits, I started just posting small videos of me working out every day, which I would normally do, and just said, getting my deposit in, which was kind of just like me, depositing time towards my craft. And I received like a lot of feedback from my immediate community, and then my teammates also supported me a lot with it. And it kind of just grew from there into what it is now, where I have, an Instagram page and people back home working with me on it and just trying to stay involved in the community and get everybody, especially during the pandemic when everybody's inside, nobody really likes to go out, still being able to be active and deposit time towards their health and fitness.
Kevin Kinder.
Lonzo, tying that together with the family, with your family background that you just spoke about, did those moves, your background, with obviously several different countries, did that help you be more independent, more ready to strike out with things like this and, better able to adjust transferring?
Most definitely. I've been away from home now maybe like 6, 7 years. So obviously with transitioning to a new school, you're always gonna have the new environment struggles, but me being able to, not really have that homesickness feeling too much, it's helped me most definitely.
Back to you, Greg.
So more on you getting used to this. I assume you played Canadian rules football growing up. So Is that a huge difference for a player? I mean, we know the rules, but how much did that take to adjust once you came over and started playing American style?
Honestly, I feel like it helped me a lot, especially playing defensive back, just because of the motions in Canada and being able to cover receivers running at you full speed before the snap, and then now coming to the States. They're stationary before. Obviously, they can motion, but not a running start. So I feel like it definitely helped me at the defensive back position. Obviously, the rules are different, so it took some getting used to in that. But I also was able to travel with certain travel teams, and I came down here for camps before starting college in the States. So it wasn't like I just started college in the States and that was the first time I'd ever experienced the rules.
Back to you, Mike.
Yep, getting back to the brand, what plans do you have for that after school? Do you have apparel? Is it going to be videos? Where do you want to take it?
Well, right now I'm really just focused on football, to be honest with you. I obviously brainstorm ideas mainly just with my family. My 2 little brothers, they love it, and they're sending me videos every day of them making their deposits. So it's cool to see that. But as far as plans after, I'll assess that when I get there. Right now, it's just about football and school.
And go ahead, Greg.
Alonzo, what did you do during the quarantine over the summer? I mean, a lot of people that didn't live in the States were worried about going home and getting back. So did you go home? What did you do during that time?
Yeah, so I was here when everything kind of started, and then luckily I was able to go home, for a short period of time. The coaches worked with me, being able to make sure that I'd be able to return safely back. And then I was back here pretty early in the summer. So during quarantine, it was just a lot of working out from home, relaxing, catching up on sleep, to be honest. But yeah, mainly just working out, trying to own in on my craft, doing different little things, things that I might not be able to do during a normal summer where we have, in-person classes and stuff like that. I had more time on my hands to be able to, go for runs in the morning or work on, catching with a teammate or something like that. But just little things definitely tightened up my game.
And Joe Mercado, you can finish us up.
Alonzo, I know you had the redshirt year initially at New Hampshire. How was this past redshirt year beneficial for you here?
It was huge. Like you said, I redshirted at New Hampshire, so my mentality coming here when I found out that I had to sit, it was just to take advantage of those things that I felt like I didn't take advantage of in my redshirt year at New Hampshire. So I really just tried to lock in on my game. They put me in the developmental program over here, so heavy into the weights, heavy into positional skill drills and stuff like that. So it definitely played a role, and I was able to compete against the ones every day, being on scout team. So I was able to compete against Jared and those guys on a daily basis, which was good and definitely helped my game.